Hello ladies and gentles, and welcome to another video. This one is a quick little canvas painting that I did in preparation for doing this much bigger on a wall, a mural. Let's go. As I said, this was a practice or a studio version of a mural I was going to be doing on a wall at the weekend. So these are stencils and a freehand, 50-50 roughly. The stencils here are definitely more of a guide stencil than the stencil being the painting themselves. And this is something that I'm trying to push more, trying to move away from the stencils. I know that's pretty bad because the stencil videos do really well on YouTube, but you know, it's about the art, not the YouTube numbers. I'm going in here with the secondary tone for the skin, Montserrat Brown, I think it's called. I think that might be a town in Spain. Probably wrong, but let me know. Here is the highlight layer, which is, I can't remember the name of the paint. It's like this bony colour. I didn't actually put the stencil when I did the mural in the end because I didn't feel like it was worth it. And then this is the guide for the detail. I paint this in just a dark brown, and then that gets all blacked out once we get it on the easel. Now we're on the easel. I'm using a graphite pencil here just to mark out things. I try to use graphite pencil or chalk or maybe charcoal. Sometimes charcoal smudges too much. Just so you can paint over the lines pretty easy. And then going into that with some nice dark blue. This is, I think it's a cobalt blue, but it's a Liquitex heavy body, and I really don't like the Liquitex heavy body stuff. It's just too lumpy and thick, but it's all I had. So I remember swearing a lot while doing this hair, but it looks cool. The reference photograph is a picture of Hayley Williams from Paramore. But it's not really intended to look like Hayley. It was definitely much more using that as sort of an inspiration, as a reference. I didn't super I forgot to film painting the pink lips, and the bits I did were out of focus, so this is really over sharpened. Back to the painting. Yeah, I didn't want this to look like Hayley, or I didn't intend for it to look like Hayley. It does look like Hayley, but I wasn't pushing the bits that didn't make it look like her. I was using it as inspiration, as a reference, because I thought it was a cool photograph and a cool position. The hair is very different to in the original reference photograph, so she is inspiration for this. We're going over all the dark blue there in black. That black is golden black, which is the brand, not golden black, which is a beautiful paint to use, but it's very expensive. Whacking in a few little highlights here and there, using the Poscas to get my positioning, which again, I try to draw everything in before I paint it in. I just find I can be more accurate. And then we're going back in with Poscas, and we're outlining, and we're making everything look like a nice comic book. These lips are a bit too bright. I think I toned them down, and that nose is a bit too pointy. I think I sort that out later on. Those eyes are good. The eyes came out well. The Posca is always just a good way, and I usually go over that with the paint just to thicken it a bit more. And now the mask. If you've watched a lot of my videos, I do a lot of this mask stuff. It's just showing my obsession with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and making these female characters into these strong, powerful superhero women who have no fear, and I love adding the mask. And this one particularly, I love how it swoops around the front of her head. I think that came out really well. And I think at this point, yeah, these lips are way too bright. It looked good until I put the rest on there. Yeah, I darkened the rest down really by adding black, and those lips are too bright. So we'll sort that out. Now we're doing the obligatory whiting around there just to get rid of all the doodles and the crap around the edge. Just using some basic white, titanium probably. Drawing in the bandana. Again, I'm using a Posca just to get my markings, and then I go back over that with just with some paint to thicken it up. There you go. I'm going with paint now, and you can see just adding a comic book. Just imagine you're illustrating. This is illustration, not painting really. And just the shadows are black, the highlights are white, and some bits in between. These lips, let's tone them down. That was magenta, I think, light magenta. So I just added a little more white to that magenta just to bring down the saturation because it was a bit too bright, and that looks much better and has balanced her much better. The obligatory comic book box behind her. I wanted to add some more to the background, but I kind of ran out of time because the mural was at the weekend. But I kind of like the simplicity of that box. It looks quite cool. I think I will try doing like comic book panels in the background. I think that would be quite cool, and have her bandana coming in and out. But that's for the next painting. So here she is. I called her Breathe just because she's taking a breath. It's like, can I be happy now? Can I let my breath out? Was what I was thinking when I was painting this one. That's a Bon Jovi song for you super nerds. And there she is. She's come out really well. I think the composition, it definitely still looks like Hayley, but I don't think you go, oh, that's a paint of Hayley Williams. You might do. And here is the mural that I did at the weekend. There she is. So it translated pretty well. The black is a bit harder. There were some weird panels you can see going down the middle of that board, which made things very difficult. And also it was so windy. So windy. If you want to see that painting and you live in England, it's at Cheltenham Football Club. So go see it. Anyway, there is me practicing to do a mural, I guess. But the painting is really cool. So that painting is a real painting. Breathe. See you soon. Bye, 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 bye.